welcome to the Conversation Arena. I'm Sam Alexander.
And I'm Joe Cotton. Behind the scenes we have Fadi and Santana.
Now Fadi and Santana join us as we head into the streets of Sydney asking people their opinion on sport in general or whether they have a favourite sport and many other questions.
Let's see how we got on.
Just wondering if we could grab your name please.
John,
Pleasure to have you on with us mate. I was just wondering if you have an interest in sport or if you've played sport.
A lot of
before?
interest in sport. I ride on cricket in England.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. Well, what were your thoughts on the recent Ashes series then?
I've always thought you're a stronger side than the critics back in England would have said. But basically I thought you played very poorly in England and you upped your game considerably, and watching all the tests that I did, I basically noticed that you were considerably more motivated and really you had a lot to prove after the very poor performance in England. And I basically have always felt that you're a better side than a lot of people give you credit for, as you've shown in South Africa.
Well, I completely agree, and I think that's a very valid point. Riding for cricket would obviously provide a lot of insight into the game. Are you under the opinion that they get paid too much? Maybe Michael Clarke making millions. Do you think he's worth that? Or
I wouldn't have said so, because I think basically, as far as I see from the Australian sides I've seen in the past, I mean, there's a lot more than money. There's a lot of pride at stake. I mean, to you, it's the way you get back at your mother country. There's only one thing Australia can get back at England on, and that's cricket.
that's right.
And basically, I don't think money enters into it. I think half those players would play for nothing if it was against England in the test.
I think that's 100% right. I know I play for nothing personally, so that's it. Mate, well, I think that wraps it up for us. Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate your opinion.
Okay, thank you.
for your help,
Bye-bye.
mate.
Thank you for joining us, actually. And we're just asking, do you follow or have you ever played any sport through your lifetime?
Well, primarily golf now.
Golf now? And what is it that brought you to golf? Why do you find golf interesting?
It's a lifetime game. You can start young and you can play when you're old. One of the few games that are in that category. Most games require you to be physically fit even at a young age. How many footballers are playing beyond 30 or 35?
That's very true.
So,
And also, just on a side note, do you think that professional sports players get paid just a little bit too much, or do you think that it's justified?
it's certainly not justified, but the fans are prepared to pay it. I mean, it's not the football players themselves. It's the fact that they attract a lot of people like you and I to go and watch their sports. And so more people want to watch. They're prepared to pay more to see the best. So it's reality.
Okay, well that's all we've got time for. Thank you very much for joining.
Sorry, can we grab both your names first?
Sarah, and I'm Kat.
Pleasure to have you with us. Now, we're just wondering what your favourite sport is, or if you have played the sport in your time.
I used to swim, so I'd say my favourite sport would be swimming. If I ever watched the Olympics, I'd always watch the swimming.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it that interests you about the swimming? Is it the physical ability or just the technicality?
Well, I used to do it when I was younger, and I've been told that it's really good for working out all your body, and it's good for asthmatics apparently too. No, I'm not asthmatic, but apparently it's good for asthmatics too.
And how about yourself?
I don't really have a favourite sport. I like watching rugby.
And what reason's that for?
It's good sport. But no, I used to play netball. That was quite good. But I wouldn't say it's my favourite. I just played it when I was younger.
And was there anything in particular you enjoyed about it? Was it the team nature? Was it the fact that it wasn't an individual sport, it's that you all
The
together?
team thing was good. I was also pretty good at it, so I think that's why I enjoyed it. But yeah, that's fine.
And coming from overseas, do you find Australian sport all that interesting, or do you prefer more sports on an international scale?
I don't like cricket, and Australia loves cricket.
Yeah, no, I love
So,
that.
yeah.
I love cricket.
And I think Australia seems like well mad about sport, like there's fitness, way more, and fitness as well. Yeah, yeah. But I'm not that. I wouldn't say I was particularly interested in any of it ever.
Do you think that the sports stars at the moment, do you think they get paid maybe a little bit too much, or do you think that for what they do it's justified in most of their short careers?
I think footballers get paid a ridiculous amount of
Way
money.
too much.
Like,
English
too much
football, I
money.
think they get paid more, do they, than in Australian?
Yeah.
But yeah, probably like I'm a nurse, so if they get paid more than me, I think that's slightly ridiculous. So I save lives and
Yeah, that's it.
That's a very
But you know,
fair
it's
point.
the same as like teachers, firefighters, police officers. You know, they should, if they get paid more than all of those people that are looking after the country, maybe it's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a very good point.
Thank you for your time.
Okay,
guys.
cool.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for that, guys.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you on.
Okay, cool.
Thank you very much for joining us. Can we just go for Matthew, pleasure to have you on with us. Just beginning, as part of the younger generation, we were just wondering your view on sport and when do you follow sport at all?
Yeah, so what sort of view would you like?
I'd just like your opinion on the modern day game, whatever your favourite sport is.
Okay, so NRL, I like, but I think it's turning into a shit game. There's too much legislation at the moment, there's too many rule changes, it's a lot slower. They're always going to like the video ref, you know, when it's clearly a try. So yeah, it's not appealing to me as much as it used to.
That's right.
It's not as rough as it used to be. And I'm all for it. You know? These guys know their risks. They've been playing it their whole lives. You know, why limit them on their ability?
Is there any sport in particular that you don't like? If you hear it on the radio, you switch channel. You're not a big fan of.
Yeah, golf.
And why is that? Why don't you like golf?
I'm shit at it. I only
Feel your pain.
yeah, I only really like sports that I'm more out of. But I generally like sport. I love sport. Play a lot of sport.
Fair enough. Do you think that current sports people get paid too much?
Nah. No, not at all. It depends. I think there's a little bit of inequities, but you know, I think they get paid for what they do, and like respect to them. They've got a 10-year life cycle or 12-year life cycle. So like bankers, they get paid $3,400. Make them work for the next 20, 30 years. These guys don't. You know, that's a big difference.
Very good point. Well, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate that.
That's all right, mate. That's all right.
Anthony, well, thank you for answering our questions, Anthony. And just quickly, are there any sports that you play or follow and you have quite an interest in?
Follow motor racing, so V8 supercars and Formula 1.
Okay, and what brought you to that? Why do you find that interesting above any others?
Just a technical aspect of the sport, just the technology that's involved with aerodynamics and car setup.
Okay. Are there any sports in particular that you maybe actively dislike? You're not a big fan of, and they, you know, you just
Without offending anyone, probably NRL.
Oh, okay. And why is that?
I just don't find it a sport that's technically challenging. Pretty much I find that as long as you're built and you're slightly athletic, you can play the game.
Okay. That's fair enough. And just last question, do you believe that sports stars get paid too much? Or do you think that they get paid a justified amount for what they do?
I believe certain sports stars may get paid a bit too much for what they actually do. Some obviously have their life on the line, so their income reflects that, such as a Formula 1 driver. But pretty much field sports, I think they're overpaid.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're just wondering if you follow sport and what your favourite sport is.
Not really follow.
Not really much.
Play, but don't really.
Do you find that international sports people or domestic sports people get paid too much, and it might be a problem in the industry?
I don't think so.
I think so. With the rugby league players.
Yeah, I think they get paid appropriately. Their career's very short, so
That's right. And what sport do you play?
I was a netballer.
Netball. Do you think that's good for the Australia to put itself on the map?
Yeah, but we're good at it.
That's
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all we actually really need. So thank you very much for your time. And
No worries.
No, I don't play sport. Sorry.
do you follow any kind of sport or
Nah.
not a fan? Any reason why, or just not your kind of thing?
Nah, just not my thing.
Just not your thing. Oh, not a problem. What do you think about Tony Abbott on the other side?
Tony Abbott, I didn't like him actually, but when he swapped the boats, it was a great idea.
You think it's a great idea? Okay, awesome.
Now I guess he got the positive point from it.
That's awesome. Well, mate, thank you very much for your
Yeah,
time.
sure.
Appreciate it. And there you have it. Some many great opinions there by the stern people of Sydney. A few people were kind enough to stop by and answer our questions, but the weather outside didn't help us too much. But there you have it. Got some great opinions for you in that video, and we had a great day out. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, Sam, we had a great day. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't with us, but we had some great interviews and some great insights from people who were happy enough to help us. A few rejections, but that was You know, some people have work to get to, that's to be expected. And yeah, all over a great day.
Well, that about wraps it up for us today. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to our casting members, Fadi and Santana. I'm Sam Alexander.
And I'm Joe Cotton. See you next time.